Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we slice through the noise, examine a stack of sources, and pull out the truly essential nuggets of knowledge and insight just for you. Today, we're plunging into a topic that, for so many of us, feels like a complex, ever-shifting landscape. Artificial intelligence, you know that feeling, right? Seeing AI everywhere in the news and new tools popping up daily and thinking, this is just for the engineers, for the computer scientists, for the tech wizards. It can feel incredibly overwhelming, like there's maybe no real place for you in this new world.
And that's precisely the apprehension we're here to tackle head on today. The core question for this deep dive is a vital one. Can non-tech professionals truly thrive in an AI-driven world? Our mission is to debunk a lot of those common myths, pull back the curtain, and most importantly, lay out a practical roadmap for anyone to not just navigate, but truly excel with AI, regardless of their background in technology. We're extracting key insights from our source material, focusing on practical approaches and those crucial mindset shifts.
You know, the first thing I noticed when I looked at our source material, and I bet many of you listening felt the same way, was this immediate wave of, oh no, AI. I didn't study computer science, how am I ever going to compete? That feeling of being left behind is so incredibly common when AI starts showing up in everything from how we write emails to how we analyze marketing data and, well, even those ubiquitous customer service chatbots. It just feels like this vast, complex field you were never formally trained for.
It's a completely understandable reaction. It really is. But the source really emphasizes that the crucial shift isn't about, rushing back to university for a computer science degree. It's a profound shift in mindset. From seeing AI as some kind of existential threat to your job or your future relevance, to viewing it as a powerful, incredibly useful tool. Think of it not as a replacement, but as an advanced assistant, really ready to amplify what you already do well.
Okay, so the mindset shift from threat to tool is clear. That makes sense. But it's easy to say, think differently. What did our source actually highlight as the first concrete action someone could take to start that shift? Because I imagine many listeners are thinking, okay, fine, but where do I even begin?
That's a great question, yeah. And the source's answer is surprisingly simple, yet profoundly effective. Experimentation with user-friendly tools. It highlights starting small, with readily available, accessible AI platforms. For instance, the source tells the story of an executive assistant who initially felt completely, overwhelmed by all the AI buzz. But they just started asking ChatGPT to draft a simple thank you note, then maybe to summarize a long email chain. Little things. Or a small business owner who played around with Canva's AI tools for a quick social media graphic. The point wasn't to master complex code, not at all. It was to engage with tools that were definitely smart, but also, frankly, remarkably easy to use. The immediate aha moment for these individuals was seeing how they could suddenly get more done faster and better. It's about leveraging these smart tools to amplify your existing capabilities, not replace them.
Right, amplification. I like that. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for a lot of people. Because when you hear AI, the immediate assumption is often, okay, I need to learn how to code to be AI literate. Do I need to be fluent in Python by next Tuesday to keep up? Is that true?
Absolutely not. And our source couldn't be clearer on this point. It uses a brilliant analogy, actually. It says, you don't need to know how to build a car engine to be a great driver.
Okay, yeah. That's good.
And that really hits home, doesn't it? The same principle applies to AI. Your value lies not in understanding every single line of code that makes an AI model function, but in learning how to use it effectively to achieve your goals. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, there's a truly vast and ever-growing range of AI-powered tools available across virtually every field imaginable. Our source dives into examples from finance, sales, writing, human resources, education, even agriculture. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
The tools are ready and waiting, often just a click away. What's required from you isn't coding prowess, but something far more practical, far more, human-centric.
So if not coding, what is the key then? What's the fundamental skill you need to master to harness this power effectively?
The answer is remarkably straightforward and often overlooked, actually. You need to learn how to ask the right questions and give clear instructions to these tools. It's about becoming a skilled communicator with AI rather than a builder of AI. It's about precision in your input.
Okay, communication with the AI. So if it's not about coding and it's all about asking the right questions, what does that actually mean in terms of practical skills? For listeners like me, who aren't steeped in tech, what are the actionable competencies our source points to that don't require a technical background?
Indeed, yeah. The source distills it down to 5 essential skills for non-tech people. The first one is digital curiosity.
Okay.
This means being genuinely willing to try out new tools, explore them, break them, learn. It's that innate desire to just poke around, click buttons, see what something can do without being afraid of failure. You don't need a formal class. You just need to be brave enough to experiment.
I really like the break them. It sounds liberating, like permission to just experiment without fear of messing something up permanently.
Exactly. It lowers the stakes, right?
Yeah.
It makes it a little intimidating. Second, and this ties directly into what we just discussed, our prompting skill.
Prompting, all right.
This is fundamentally how you interact with AI tools like ChatGPT. Think of a prompt as the specific instruction or question you give to the AI, almost like telling a highly intelligent assistant exactly what you need. It's about giving clear, structured input to get useful output. So instead of vaguely saying, tell me about marketing, which is just too broad, you'd provide a precise prompt, something like, give me a 5-point summary on how AI is used in small business marketing, targeting a Gen Z audience.
Ah, much more specific.
Exactly. That specific instruction allows the AI to provide a much more useful response. The source compares it to learning to Google better. It's becoming an everyday skill, but with much more powerful tools involved.
That distinction is incredibly helpful. So it's not just asking, it's asking smartly.
Got it. What's next on the list? Third is critical thinking. This is huge. While AI can give you answers, sometimes amazing answers, you still absolutely need to assess whether those answers make sense. AI can sometimes hallucinate, which basically means it makes up facts, or it might provide information that isn't entirely accurate or appropriate for your specific context. Your human judgment, your ability to discern and validate, is indispensable for refining AI outputs. You have to be the editor, not just the recipient.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, we can't just blindly trust everything the AI spits out. And the fourth skill.
Fourth, and this is so crucial, is emotional intelligence. Our source reminds us that deeply human skills like empathy, leadership, communication, storytelling, they're becoming more valuable than ever.
More valuable. Interesting.
Yes, because AI doesn't replace that. It can't. In fact, as more routine and data-driven tasks become automated, the truly human aspects of work, like building authentic relationships, understanding nuanced team dynamics, or crafting compelling narratives that resonate emotionally, they'll only appreciate in value. It's where our unique human inefficiency, you could say, actually becomes our greatest strength.
So if AI takes care of the repetitive stuff, it leaves us more room for the truly human, maybe the irreplaceable parts of our jobs. That's a fantastic reframe. And the last skill, number 5.
And finally, the fifth skill is domain expertise. This stresses the importance of knowing your industry, your field really well. AI is powerful,
Right.
but it needs your contextual knowledge to be useful.
Right.
You are the expert in your field. AI is simply the tool that helps you apply that expertise more efficiently, maybe in new ways. It's about bringing your specific deep knowledge to the table and leveraging AI to enhance it, not replace it. You sort of feed the AI your understanding, and it helps you process and create based on that foundation.
Okay. Those 5 skills, curiosity, prompting, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and domain expertise, that feels much more achievable than, learning Python. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. For many listeners, job fears. A lot of people genuinely fear AI will take their jobs, that they'll be rendered obsolete.
Yeah.
What's the perspective here, especially for non-tech roles?
Yeah, this is perhaps one of those transformative insights from our source, I think. It directly addresses that fear by stating, AI won't replace people. People who use AI will replace people who don't.
Wow. Okay. Say that again.
AI won't replace people. People who use AI will replace people who don't.
Yep.
It's a powerful reframing, suggesting that the real risk isn't from AI itself, but maybe from a reluctance to adapt and integrate AI into your workflow.
That's a truly powerful reframe. It shifts the focus entirely. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. What about roles that are so procedural, so focused on data that they seem, ripe for full automation? Does the source address those edge cases at all, or is this augmentation, not eradication message truly universal in its view?
That's a fair point to raise, definitely. And while certain highly repetitive tasks within a job might be automated, and probably should be, frankly, the source's consistent message is about augmentation, about enhancing the human role. Even in those procedural roles, there's almost always a layer of human judgment or nuance or relationship building that AI simply can't replicate effectively, at least not yet. The source provides concrete examples to illustrate this. Think about HR professionals, right?
Okay.
AI can screen thousands of resumes faster than any human could ever hope to. That frees up the HR team for more high-value human interactions like interviewing, onboarding, handling complex employee issues, things that require empathy and understanding. Teachers can leverage AI to maybe generate lesson plan ideas, draft initial quizzes, or even create personalized learning materials for different students. That gives them more time to focus on individual student needs and emotional support in the classroom. And for writers, AI can be a fantastic tool for brainstorming ideas, overcoming writer's block, or maybe rephrasing content to hit different tones or audiences. This allows the writer to focus on the bigger picture, the creative vision, the unique voice, the storytelling.
So the core message is really clear then. It's not about being replaced. It's about evolving your role. Those who learn to work with AI, who see it as a force multiplier for their existing skills, they're the ones who will remain relevant and, well, thrive. It's about augmentation, not eradication.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better. It's about making your human work more impactful by offloading some of the routine stuff to the AI.
Okay. So for someone who's listening right now and thinking, okay, this sounds great, but maybe I feel like I'm too late to get into this, what would you say to them? Is the train already gone? Have they missed the boat?
Oh, absolutely not. The empowering message from our source is unequivocal. It's never too late. Seriously, this isn't some niche field anymore. AI tools are increasingly being designed with user-friendliness as a top priority. They want you to use them. You don't need a fancy degree or a specialized tech setup. All you truly need, according to the source, is a laptop and maybe 20 minutes of curiosity a day. That's it.
20 minutes a day.
That's your entire starting kit. The barrier to entry has never been lower. It's incredibly accessible now.
That is genuinely liberating to hear. 20 minutes. Everyone can find that.
Okay.
So, practically speaking, what are some actionable steps someone could take today, like right after listening to this deep dive, to begin that journey? Where do they start?
Our source offers some fantastic, really practical starting points. A great place to begin is just YouTube tutorials. There's a wealth of free accessible learning there on how to use specific AI tools. Seriously, just search for a tool name. Another excellent idea is simply to sign up for a free AI tool. Just pick one that sounds interesting and play around with it.
Just experiment.
Yeah, don't be afraid to click buttons, type in silly prompts, see what happens. Experimentation is key. Joining community groups, maybe on WhatsApp or Telegram, where people share tips, insights, and even prompt ideas, that can also be incredibly helpful for peer learning and inspiration. You learn from others' experiments. The key is really just to make it a small, consistent part of your daily or weekly life, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes of exploration a day. Consistency beats intensity here. And if you're looking for specific beginner-friendly tools to, kickstart your journey, here are a few that our source highlights. For general writing, summarizing, brainstorming, idea generation, ChatGPT is obviously a fantastic place to start. It's kind of the default entry point for many.
Right, the big one.
Yeah, for creating visuals, social media content, presentations, look at Canva AI. They've integrated AI really nicely. Otter.ai is excellent for transcription and getting automatic meeting notes, which can be a huge time saver for anyone in meetings.
Oh, definitely.
If you're in marketing or sales and need help writing copy, explore tools like Copy.ai or Jasper. They specialize in that. Notion AI is great for productivity, planning, organizing your thoughts, summarizing notes within Notion. If visual artistry is more your thing, Leonardo AI can generate some amazing pictures just from text descriptions. It's quite fun to play with. And for AI video creation, which is advancing rapidly, you could explore tools like Pictory or Runway. And look, if you prefer more structured learning but still want to avoid the heavy tech stuff, platforms like LinkedIn Learning and Coursera offer excellent courses designed specifically for non-technical individuals wanting to understand and use AI. The advice is, just pick one that resonates with your current needs or your curiosity and just start. The most important step is simply taking a step.
What a liberating thought, really. To summarize, the core message of this deep dive seems incredibly clear. The AI revolution isn't just for the engineers and the coders. It truly is for everyone, for creatives, for teachers, for farmers, for accountants, for artists, for business owners, for you listening right now.
That's absolutely right. That's the key takeaway. And the final piece of advice from our source is truly powerful, I think. Don't let fear of technology keep you from exploring. Seriously, don't let that fear hold you back. The barrier to entry is lower than you think. Start small. The source suggests, learn one small thing a week. Use one new tool a month. Little steps. Remember, your ultimate value in this new landscape isn't about your ability to write code or understand complex algorithms. It's about how you think, how you adapt, and what you choose to do with the incredible tools that are now available to you. Let me repeat that final thought from the source because it's so important. Your value isn't in writing code. Your value is in how you think and what you do with the tools available.
That's a perfect place to leave it. So, here's a final thought for you to ponder. If AI is fundamentally changing how we work, making many routine tasks faster and more efficient, what unique human skills, maybe like that emotional intelligence or critical thinking we talked about, will become even more indispensable and highly valued in the next decade? And perhaps more importantly, how can you start actively cultivating those very skills right now, today? Don't just aim to survive the AI revolution, figure out how you can truly thrive in it.